All right, so for today's recipe, we used an entire can of just marinara, but if you know me, you know how much I love garlic. And then we used 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Now, if you don't have heavy whipping cream, you can use half and half, but I like the heavy stuff. Now let's give that a small stir. It'll turn a nice pink color, but don't worry, we are not done yet. Set that off to the side. Next, we're gonna add some garlic powder, even more. Now, the recipe I'm following says 1 teaspoon. Well, I'm a rule breaker, so I'm gonna add that much. And we're gonna add a little bit of Italian seasoning. We're just gonna sprinkle some of that on there as well. Again, this says 1 teaspoon. I'm just eyeballing this one. I don't know. That looks good to me. So now let's give it another nice stir until everything is well combined. You see that beautiful pink color. We don't want any of those like globs of seasonings. We just want to make sure everything is nice and silky smooth. There will be some lumps. You can see those like tomato lumps. That's fine. But we want to make sure that the seasonings are broken up as much as possible. All right, now it's time to assemble. So let's go ahead. We're going to coat a nice 3-quart casserole dish with some cooking oil, or you can use olive oil and spread it around, but that's just for convenience. Next, what I'm going to do is add some cooked pasta. Now, you can use any pasta you like. We're gluten-free, so we used this gluten-free, I think it's chickpea, like shells. We're just going to pour that right in. Let's go ahead and get every last morsel of pasta in there. Honestly, I could just eat this with a little butter, but I'll be civilized today, I guess. Now, on top of this beautiful pasta, we are going to bring in that sauce that we combined. And I'm just going to pour and coat all of that pasta as evenly as possible. I think I did that pretty good. But now we're going to stir that up a little bit, make sure every little noodle. Is it still a noodle if it's shaped like a shell? Or are they shells, not noodles now? It's still pasta. Pasta's a noodle. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. Is it still a noodle if it's in a shell shape? Okay. So there we go with that step. Perfect. Now, you want to go ahead and add some cooked meatballs. Now, as you know, if you follow my channel, we don't eat red meat. So I have these frozen Impossible meatballs that we are just going to start to evenly place on our dish. Now, this is your friendly reminder. Let's go ahead and preheat that oven to 350 Fahrenheit. We are going to use every single one of these. Now, it depends how big your family is that you're trying to feed. It's just the 2 of us, and sometimes I take over some goodies to my neighbor. But we are going to be using about 16 to 18, I'd say. But you want to evenly place them as much as you can. Oh, well, look at that. We have 16 exactly and 1 extra. So where can I add the ugly stepchild meatball? I'm just kidding. I don't know, I was always called that, even though I'm not a stepchild, I'm not adopted, but that's what my siblings would tell me. All right, now is gonna be a good time to add your pepper and your salt. Just like that. Guys, these are the best thing every kitchen needs. They are automatic salt and pepper grinders. And we got the ones that charge, like there's no batteries. You can just plug them in and charge. Best thing ever. Oh my goodness. Now, my favorite part of any dish, we're gonna add all the cheese. So let's start off with 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese and spread that evenly on top, covering every little bit. But don't worry, because I bet you're thinking, that's not gonna cover every nook and cranny. Don't you worry, Buttercup, because we will get there. All right, so that was the mozzarella. Now I'm going to be adding a cup of the Italian 5-cheese blend right on top of that mozzarella. And this is where we're gonna we're barely gonna see any sauce, any meatballs by the end of this process. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I saw this dish and I was like, yep, I'm making that. Don't worry, we're not done with the cheese. Let's now add only 1/2 cup of sorry, we already did the Italian cheese. We're going to add 1/2 cup of some shredded Parmesan. I just get so excited with the cheeses that I forget which ones I add. And if I add more, oh well. Oh yeah, look at that. This is basically cheese casserole with a little bit of meat and pasta. Just a little bit. There we go. Now we have all of our cheeses on there. And we are ready to cover with some aluminum foil. And we are just gonna get that nice and tucked in and throw it in the oven. Well, not throw. I mean, I could throw, but that sounds messy. Now that we're all covered, let's go ahead. We're going to put this in the oven for 25 minutes covered, and then we're gonna uncover it and cook just a little longer, but I'll check right back in with you. Okay, so it was in there for about 25 minutes, but we're not done cooking yet. Now we get to uncover. It smells so good. Oh, wow. Okay. So now we get to uncover. Look at that. You can already start to see a little bit of browning, but that's why we're going to put it back in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, just so that that cheese can fully melt and start to brown on top. I'm so excited for this. Now, in our house, we like a good crunchy cheese crust. Say that 10 times fast. This looks perfect to me. It's like, it looks like tiny burnt, but like overall just browned. The edges are bubbling. I can't wait to eat this, but we can't eat it yet. The instructions say to let it rest for about 10 minutes or so before we can chow down, and then I'll let you guys know how the first bite tastes. All right, last little bit, we're going to garnish with just a little bit of parsley. You could use fresh parsley or some basil if you'd like, whatever you prefer, but we're just gonna add a little bit to give a tiny bit of color. Does parsley ever like add taste to a dish? I never know. I know they like throw it on a plate, but does it actually add anything? I don't know, but all right, let's go ahead. I don't even know. I want this bite. I want this bite right. Ooh. Ooh, look at that cheesy pasta. And don't worry, I'm getting more because I'm a hungry one right now. And I'm gonna grab a whole nother meatball. Don't judge me. This could feed a family of 4 or Manuela on a hungry day, honestly. There we go. And I went ahead and just like on the grill, grilled up 2 pieces of toast, perfectly golden brown, just like so. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, hopefully it had enough time to cool down. How do I get like a bite of everything? Okay, I'm gonna just cut into this meatball, like so. Yep, okay. Get some of that cheesy pasta in there. All right, I might have to blow before I can put it in my mouth. Hold on. This is gonna be a dish I'm already wanting another bite that I'm gonna dream about with some nice like griddle toast. Oh my God. Let me know. Make this. If you change, if you add like chicken meatballs, I don't know. Just do this. Do yourself a favor. It's so good.